he feel entitled once he's appointed by the government. He feel entitled to our position. We've been feeding him. We've been protecting his family. He has no respect for you as a Gambian. If you are listening to this, he doesn't care about you. All he cares is about himself. So why would us Gambians listen? If these people want to go and get their international roles, they can get their international roles and they can enjoy it, but not in our name. Not in our name.
And that's the difference.
And this is why we're opposed to Tangara. And guys, the cheapest argument that anybody, the most unintelligent argument anybody can make is every time you oppose somebody, they're like, you are jealous of him. Then go anyani. Anyani for. I mean, this is just it's cheap and it's lame. And us Gambians, why can't we just see the false equivalency of saying, okay, Mr. X did this, so he's also done this. Two wrongs cannot never make it right. How does society move forward if we cannot learn from our mistakes? If we cannot correct course? So Mr. Tangara has no respect for us. He has no regard for us as Gambians. I was in a conference with him when MSDG, when he was the speaker. I don't even want to meet him. I don't even want to look at him in the face because we know where these people stand. And guys, it is false to say that we are opposed to anybody who serves in the Jammeh government. It is not true. It is a lie. It is a lie. Gambians serve in the Jammeh government, and they're still dignified Gambians. They were there, and when they see danger, they call it out. And they came out and they regretted what they did.
How
and
they
now
serve.
they're fighting.
It depends how they serve.
Say that one more time.
It depends how they serve.
And
we all know that there are a lot of people, just because of the reality of the situation, that we're definitely working on the Jammeh. But we have to judge them on a case-by-case basis. Really?
Yes, individually. And for people like Tangara, in fact, I would only support him one condition to go to the Commonwealth: that he's out of our payroll. That would be the only condition that I would support him. He'll be out of our Gambian payroll.
You're rewarding him. The rationale. We're rewarding him. If the guy wasn't there's no way in hell he would even be shooting for this job. He would not be qualified, because of this job.
And Musa Jem, I heard you ask a question earlier. What is this qualification? A lot of the measures for our foreign ministry is because they speak a second language. They speak French. Think about it. Most of the foreign ministers that were appointed is because they speak French or they speak Arabic, an international language. They use that as a measure. But Mr. Tangara is one of those people that had never taken responsibility. The people like Fabakar Tombonjara, people like Sidin Jais, these people were not ordinary citizens. They serve in the highest positions, most influential positions in the Gambia, and they never took personal responsibilities, of their actions.
No.
So the least we can do as Gambians is for us to say, listen, not in our name. If you get a job, fine, go enjoy it with your family. But don't come here and act as if you are representing us. Tangara is the most disrespectful, civil employee of the Gambia. He doesn't give a damn about it. Look at all the crimes that are happening, as Coach said earlier, in all these embassies. Where did you hear him talk? The Gambian diaspora, we are trying to vote. When did you hear Tangara talk about us? And he's in charge of the diaspora.
Exactly.
So, if you're thinking about listening, you're then jealous of the Tangara. You're on the forum, on the WhatsApp forum where we all are, and people are asking, what are you guys fighting for? Are you kidding me? The struggle is over. What struggle is over? Who said the struggle is over? Your struggle is over.
Thank you.
It's just ridiculous. Anyway, Musa, you don't want to get me too heated because but this.
Yeah,
I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time.
It's really unfortunate. But the good thing about it, though, is at least it's bringing us back to really revisit the decisions that were made after Jammeh was kicked out. Because again, that it's still relevant. Where did people stand? Where did Demba Balde stand during this difficult time? That says a lot about the character of Demba Balde. Anyone Kulawa otherwise, be like.
No, Musa, there is something that is fundamental in this issue. The President of the Republic has the powers, the sole powers, to elect or nominate anybody.
Right.
All right. is not subjected to vote.
Right.
Okay. Now, Fabakary Tombong Jatta and Sidi Njai, their appointments or anybody else.
Not to mute Demba.
Yeah, I think there is this thing that is on. Fabakary Tombong Jatta and Sidi Njai, their appointments are not something that is subjected to public opinion. We can give our opinion, but we cannot influence it not happening. Tangara, on the other hand, is taking up a position that will require votes from his peers. The 54 countries would have to vote who their next Secretary General is. So now, in this instance, if you are into advocacy or activism, this is where you go to work. To tell the people exactly why this guy should not be voted as the next Secretary General of that position. So sometimes when you want to compare it to appointments, the president does not care. And here is the thing. If Barrow does not care about forming an alliance with Yaya Jammeh, then visit Yaya Jammeh. What makes you think that he would care about what we say about him not appointing to Fabakary Tombong Jatta also? We challenge him on that. We made our opinions known, but he does not care about what we say. What we are trying to do is to bring to the attention of everybody who might vote that this guy that is running for office to be the next Secretary General of the Commonwealth is not fit for purpose. He should not be elected into office. And guess what's happening? People are listening.
Of course they are listening. Pap Samba, fana nyune sujele diu bana nyune namboki yakowa.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much. And we think it's wow. Because comme dafa melni gis nga Alaaji Embassy Sikunda dafa am lu and mom la jangé lol sa dafa la Sibi Jandubeng daf ko lan wax am na laacc luy lol xam nga Sibi Jandubeng xam nga guuri naka tiri naka ñuul yi ni xam nga dafa gudde be ci kaw why naka the shade does not benefit the people that are directly underneath it. So it's always outside of it. So
Musa,
wow. So Alhaji Amba,
this is deep. Now I know Coach can speak Mandinga, but he doesn't speak.
Hey, I'm a Mandinga.
So he always used to say this. He has some special, and you might have said, but that is something that he used to say. And I asked, okay, when they explained to me, it made certain particular sense. And this is what like you said, if you are not good to your own people, believe me, you should not be trusted by anybody else. And again, this whole thing about this thing, let's just understand what this whole thing is about. This guy is not going to be anointed as Secretary General. It's not an application that you just write. Okay, no. He is going to go through a process where he'll be voted in. And guess what? The guy from, I think, Namibia or whatever, the South African guy, Koko has already secured 40% of the votes.
Lesotho.
Koko has already secured 40% of the votes.
Yeah.
And of course, the Ghanaian guy, that lady would have a lot more votes than Tangara. And of course, there is no way. Because for Tangara to win, he would have to make sure that everybody in West Africa is voting for him and not the Ghanaian guy. And believe me, that ain't happening.
I don't know.
Well, Musa, I mean, just one more thing before I go here.
Oh, good.
What does being a member, a chairman of the Commonwealth, what does that bring to the Gambia? Some of these people go out on their international appointments. It's good for them and their families, but what benefit does that have for the Gambia? And guess what? Tangara was at the foreign mission when Jammeh pulled us out of the Commonwealth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go and investigate that. Go ahead and investigate that and see what role he played during that time. He even insulted, the chairman of the Commonwealth at the time. At the time when there were those 9 prisoners were executed.
And guess what? What was the issue for the withdrawal? It was because the Commonwealth called him out on his human rights violations.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you, like I said the other day, if you really believe in that, you know what you would have done? Resign your position. You did not even value the damn Commonwealth. So when the guy illegally took us out unilaterally, you played along and clapped for him. And chances are met other diplomats and tell them, you see us, we are Pan-Africans. We're not going to allow anybody to control us. But today you want us to just look at you as this great leader because you sat as ambassador, you have spoken, you speak multiple languages. So that is enough to qualify. You know, I read his resume. I would have loved for him to say, you know what, I am a champion defender of human rights.
Exactly.
When Yahya Jammeh violated the rights of the people, I resigned from my position because I could not see myself serving in a government that kills people.
Exactly.
But then what did you do?
He only resigned. He only resigned after Yahya Jammeh was defeated.
No, why?
He only resigned after Yahya Jammeh was defeated.
It was easy.
That is not. That doesn't count.
That was an opportunity. That was an opportunistic move. Anybody who resigned at that time, the what do you call it? The captain phase. All those people were positioning themselves, you know, for position when they all resigned at that time. What happens now? So listen, let's look at this in a broader picture. Okay, Musa. This idea that Gambians serving in the international community, you know, it's a good image on the Gambia or whatever it benefits the Gambia. It's not true. We couldn't build our own institutions in the Gambia. How many of our people serve in the UN? How many serve in the World Bank? How many serve in the African Development Bank? We cannot build our own institutions in the Gambia. People have been benefiting from their own individual families, but don't use our name and try to go there and tell your international appointment is a reflection of the goodness of the Gambian, you know, also. When that has no benefit for our people. Absolutely. It doesn't benefit anybody. So this idea that, you know, oh, it's a Gambian, let's support him no matter what it is, it's a Gambian. It's naive. It is a false narrative. If my qualifications get me an international position, good for me and my family. But let me not pretend that, you know, the rest of the villages in the Gambia all benefit from that. It is not true. It is false. It's very, very selfish and it's very individualistic.
But again, in the final analysis, it comes back to each citizen taking your responsibility. If we go out, electing leaders, you're going to walk into a polling booth and you go ahead and vote for someone who was associated killing of our people. You are a contributor to the mess that we are in right now. It's very easy. But again, change only happens when each citizen, because like I said, I cannot walk into a polling booth and vote for anyone who has ever associated himself with APRC. But legi, political expediency, okay, suma waila, okay, can bring about change. Ki munna def ni, ken munna def na. That is why we are in this mess. Ultimately, change happens. We'll have a new beginning. If each citizen, we have another shot at it come 2026. We do. We really do. We can squander it, and then we'll be back to square one. They will be saying, oh, Syria Maron, economic development at ECOWAS, so he has the necessary skills. Are you kidding me? What makes you think that? I mean, that's how people are appointed in the country. They look at people who serve in different positions. So if again Masi Musa ball in Missouri, I mean, I'm not considered because they don't think this man might have evolved. This man might have, you know, that is our problem. So we need a new beginning. Seriously, Masi Sidi Njai, some of these guys, Abali, they know how to play the game. They really do. Now, we also do know how to play the game, but character matters. Can I really do that? I don't see myself doing that. But there are individuals, for survival reasons, they're on the ground, they want to be local champions, they want to be seen as opinion leaders, they play the game. That's just what it is. That's what the Tangaras of this world, that's what they have done. Tangara came to he's very quiet. But somehow, whatever he's doing, he has that survival instinct. He's still here. He was a foreign minister during the time of Jammeh. He's a foreign minister now. What he must be doing something right.
And chances are he would be foreign minister in the future. But at the end of the day, this is just, we cannot be here the whole day. But this is just what I wanted to say to my comrade, Madi. You know what they used to call Dr. King? A rabble rouser.
Yes.
That's what they called him. You know what they call Malcolm?
Yeah.
A racist. You know, somebody who is full of hatred. You see, if you're an activist, unless they start calling you names, you're not doing your job right. Because the activist is somebody who pretty much offends the status quo. And it doesn't matter. You don't satisfy the left, you don't satisfy the right.
Yes.
And that's what it is. And guess how many streets are named after Martin today in the United States?
A whole lot of them in every city.
They call him Rabu Rausa. He's the only human being.
Oh, they said a lot more than that. These pastors in Alabama, when he goes somewhere, they be like, don't be bringing your problem here now.
That's what they told him.
Yeah.
He was a troublemaker. That's what they told him. He is going to Chicago, he's a troublemaker. He's going to Alabama, he's a troublemaker. Just like when Barrow was standing there talking about this, because that's what they tell you. You make them inconvenient, and that's what an activist is supposed to do. Your job is not to be in the friends of the government. Your job is to rattle them so that they would act in the interest of the people. But today, there is no politician who would talk anywhere. Even the crazy the president with Trump. You know, Dr. King, even their march here, it was a great march, but I think our crowd was bigger than his. So Trump, of all people, is now telling you that Malcolm, nobody now calls him the racist or the man full of hate. They named their streets after him. So to me, the insults and people who do not know is nothing but a badge of honor. And I think if there is one person that Gambians should be proud of, is Madi Jabate. Monday, I'm absolutely proud to call you a comrade and continue what you're doing. You're doing the right thing. The president, Mandal, when the president, this is not a Dr. Cisse thing there. Where were you? No. Guess what? Madi could have put a Dr. Cisse.
Oh, easily.
Easily.
But Madi cannot do that.
Because of Madi is guided by consent. Sorry, Sumarakaji, doctor.
Who he is.
Madi would never call somebody incompetent. Call somebody all these names and turn around and become your biggest defender. And anything that you say, Munele African, that's not who he is. Because he's a man of conscience, who is a man who is guided by principles, and who's a man who is driven by one thing and one thing only, Gambia and what takes Gambia forward. And that is Musa. On Red Bull, that is the essence of
That's why your man is wants to know that he's present and accounted for.
I know, my man.
Yeah, he wants you to know.
I'm still waiting for my invitation to the Bantaba. You know,
I think he needs to come invite you on the Bantaba. I think you got a lot to offer, man. To be honest with you, say when you're gonna invite him.
No, Musa Jarankai, we are still mad at you. Manako Jarankai, we are still mad at you.
What did I do?
You messed. You went after our wife. Our man.
What did I tell you, Juboning my sister? She came to Atlanta and we.
I'm not loading at it. Then could they allow you on the side? Loading at it.
No, sister.
But anyway, on the final analysis, I mean, I 100% concur with Coach. Madi Jobate is the citizen that Kwame Nkrumah was talking about. The citizen that stands with principle at any given time. His resignation from the Westminster, it's a clear example of who he is as a Gambian. And we need, multiple Madi Jobates. Musa, if I tell you that he was my candidate and I can send you the letter, he was the first person that I named to be an independent candidate in 2016. He was in Holland. I still have the letter. Why? I mean, at the end of the day, when all is said and done, where we stand as individuals, our consistency with our values is what's going to define our history, is what we're going to write our chapter. It's not all the other noise. A man's dignity and strength, it's known at the time, where they stand at the time of adversity. That is just the thing. And, let's remain consistent. No matter what the argument is, people are going to pull us left, right, and center. They're going to accuse us of all kind of stuff. but we must remain steadfast, and we must continue to fight for Gambia, because Gambia is what unites us as a nation. Thank you. Saria.
I'll let you
Demba, greetings to my sister. No, Musa. Musa, the cousins are at the window. You know how say they don't come Pam, they are at the window. They put today what I've been hearing, my phone has been buzzing. They said first time Musa is very fair and balanced.
and I wonder why.
so your man said, which side are you on Tangara's?
Tell him I'm always on the right side.
No, you are definitely. And I told him, I said, if you were in Atlanta, you'd be very proud of your man that day, man. I'm telling you right now, you know.
Why not? Who gave Musa all money?
No, we shut that down, because at least Musa. The honest thing is, we have to extend the olive branch, not the typical UDP supporters, right?
So is Demba moderating the one in Seattle?
Oh, hopefully.
No, I'm suggesting, my man, you need to moderate what it's saying. You have demonstrated.
Coach, I am moderating it, but don't be surprised if I saw.
No, but you gotta show up though.
I am gonna show up. I am hosting the event at my center.
Oh really? Oh, then that's gonna be big.
Absolutely. And Musa, you are invited. You guys can all come. And I'm looking forward to PDIS, my party coming in. PDIS, my party coming to Seattle.
Make sure you get the speakers with the phone, Sajay. My bro, rolling into Savannah. I couldn't believe this. No one.
Hey, somebody this thing is echo.
It's mad. It's Denver. You know what happened? When Hussein came and we were all at the gate, at the door to kind of welcome him. Opposite, there was another event, this club, and they had motorcycle people all over the place. Right. So it was crazy. So when Hussein walked in, and we were all, Kasa, everybody and we were trying to sing, and all of a sudden, this biker just turned on his music.
Semester.
Oh my God!
Yes,
I couldn't believe it. I'm even telling Usman, I need to see that video. It's unbelievable, and all the bikers were like,
"Oh, Musa, the song though, what he was singing, right?"
Yes.
What was he singing?
No, even that song, Doliba created with this semester.
So are they saying Hussein is the semester?
No. He says Wabudu Silalu.
Yeah. It was just nice. The timing. And all of them were. I'll definitely try to get a video clip of that. Just play it here, just to show these UDP folks that Atlanta is the place. Make sure the next convention, bring it to Atlanta. Forget about Seattle.
Well, we're competing for that. We're competing for that. we have more loyal fans here, and we have Saria here.
But I want to make sure also they bring my man Khalid Ahmed Bensouda. I want him to see.
I thought he was gonna be there.
Huh?
I think he's gonna be there.
Yeah, but it is in Seattle. I wanted to have him here right here in Atlanta as well.
But your thing is echoing.
But guys,
but anyway, most.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Musa, we didn't have a chance to talk about the Constitution today, the draft one, but maybe till next week.
No, draft one. We'll continue the draft. Next week, we'll be drafting draft 2. Why
Today was Tangara.
And Demba just said something. I brought something to mind. And this is what I want to leave Tangara with. It was my man, Dr. King, who said the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of convenience and comfort, but where he stands at times of challenges and controversy. And Mr. Tangara, when it was the most challenging for Gambians, when it was the most controversial for Gambians, you were nowhere to be found. Now it is easy. After we've defeated tyranny, for you to join the wagon and say, let me help you call Macky Sall or a minister. There was a time when Gambia needed you. When your former editor, Deda Haidara, needed you to stand up for him and fight for him. There was a time when the young kids who were butchered in broad daylight in that country needed you to stand up for them. There was a time when the 9 prisoners who were illegally killed needed you to stand for them. There was a time when Chief Mane needed you to stand for him. But Mr. Tangara, you chose convenience over doing what is right. And as a result, you, sir, do not fit or are not fit to be the face of any organization that purports to promote and protect human and constitutional rights around the world. With that, dimbele ñu rek and continue what you're doing. And maybe, sir, become the Minister of Trade or Minister of anything. So that we'll get somebody else who will give the chance to have somebody who will represent us.
You're talking about
No. Government. We've paid you enough.
Difficult time.
We've paid you enough. Just go.
Any Gambian, you are confronted with this. Have you heard Tangara? Is there any pushback from him? Coming and confronting Gambian and saying, you are wrong about me. This is where I stand. This is what I have done. Has he done that?
No.
Has he?
No.
Ron Manla. Public opinion is against me. I'm not going to rely on people just to say good things about me. I will take people on. I'll take the Gambian people on. I will go to coffee time. I'll come to this platform. I will go and make a press conference. And I will debunk everything that is said about me. But you know why? He cannot. And that, my friend, is the ultimate truth.
Because silence is consent, Musa. That's why he couldn't do it.
And
That's why he couldn't do it. And with that, Fenda is online saying, Musa Jane, thank you very much on behalf of the Atlantic chapter. So I just want to make sure that's on the record, Father Mose.
You know what? Pata was going to refund him for his plate, because. But you know what? Like they say, there comes a time in a man's life when silence means betrayal.
Well, I will take Pata on though, coach. If Pata was going to do that, I will ask him to refund Keba phone. I will ask him to refund mine. I will ask him to refund Babuka Silas as well. So that's it.
But you know what? There was a guy at the meeting. He's like, I really like what you say today, but I know you're going to go on that platform and you're going to take it all back. And trust me, there are going to be times on this platform you're definitely not going to like me. You can take that in the back. All right, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We will be back. Sorry.